Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Ram.
Hare Krishna, good morning. Thanks for joining, thanks for the chanting. Let's read from the beautiful book Sri Vṛndāvana Mahimāmrita by Prabhuji Saraswati. In the third Shataka, we'll see few verses. Iha na sukam are, kwapi vrita na pada moha jale asmin, anudinam paramananda vrindavanam hi tamasrayadhaiva. There is no happiness in this world, oh brother. There is no happiness anywhere. Do not uselessly fall into the network of illusion. Just take shelter of the eternally joyful land of Vṛndāvana today. Strī, Putra, Deha, Strī, Putra, Deha, Geha, Dravinādhu, Maiva, Vishvasir, Mudha, Kshanam api naiva vicharaya, charaya Vṛndaranya mukam charano. O foolish people, do not trust your wife, children, body, house, wealth, and so on. Do not waste a moment in considering anything. Just go to Vṛndāvana. Radha-Kṛṣṇa Vilasa Ranjita Latha Sadmali Padmakara Sri Kalandi Tati Pathira Vipinadi Adrindra Satkandaram Jivatur Mama Nitya Saubhagya Chamatkarika Dharakaram Nityan Kusha Vardhamana Paramascharyaardi Vṛndāvanam. My life and soul is the most opulent land of Vṛndāvana, which is overwhelmed by the pastimes of Śrī Śrī Rādhā and Kṛṣṇa, which is decorated with many groves and fountains, which is beautified by Kadira and sandalwood forest on the banks of Kalindi river, which is decorated with many beautiful caves in Govardhana, where eternally good fortune, where eternally good fortune is constantly showering, and where Sri Sri Radha and Krishna constantly perform the most wonderful pastime. Shariram Sri Vṛndāvana Bhuvi Sada Satapya Manaha Sada Parshve Vṛndāvana Rasikayo Nyasya Bhajane Vachastat Kelinam Anavarta Ghane Ramaya Tat Katha Piyushaudi Shravana Yugalam Preeti Vikalam. Keep your body always in touch with land of Vṛndāvana. Engage your mind in always worshipping the lotus feet of the divine couple, young couple in Vṛndāvana. Use your speech in always singing the pastimes of Śrī Śrī Rādhā and Krishna and satisfy your ears with their nectarian topics. This is another nice sloka. Na kalindim indivara kamala kahlara kumuda dibir nityot pulair madupa kula jakara maduraihi sahali Sri Radha Muralidharo Keli Pranayenim apasyan yo Vṛndāvana parishare jivate sa kim. Isn't a person life useless if he has not seen the Kalindi flowing through Vṛndāvana, where Sri Radha and Muralidhara enjoy various transcendental pastimes accompanied by the gopis? In the waters of Kalindi, there are various flowers such as the lily, the lotus, and the white water lily, which are surrounded by humming bees. Sri Krishna's eternal associates like Srimati Radharani, Lord Balarama, Nanda, Yashoda, and the Gopis and Gopas are direct expansions from Krishna's personal body or his Swarupa Shakti. All of these expansions have completely spiritual bodies made of eternity, unlimited knowledge, and infinite bliss. They accompany Sri Krishna whenever he descends to the material world to benedict the conditioned souls with his all attractive transcendental pastimes. When a conditioned soul receives the unbounded mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he becomes saturated with pure prema bhakti for Sri Krishna. He then escapes the enthrallment of Maya and enters the spiritual world to blissfully serve Sri Krishna. In his individual spiritual body, the liberated soul serves Sri Krishna as a confidential servant, friend, parent, and conjugal lover. The cowherd boys, having accumulated the results of pious activities for many lives, Kritapunya Punja, were able to associate intimately with the Supreme Personality of God. We can simply imagine the great fortune of the residents of Vṛndāvana. It's impossible to describe how, after many births of pious activity, they become so fortunate. Krishna's cowherd boys were great rishis and yogis in their previous births, and after many such pious births, they gained the association of the Lord and could play with him on equal terms. All the associates of Lord have spiritual bodies, although their forms and activities appear ordinary and material to the conditioned souls. These associates of the Lord are enchanted by Lord Krishna's charming pastimes in Vraja. Although their forms and actions are filled with spiritual knowledge, the people of Vrindavan know Krishna as their friend and relative, an ordinary person. Although they are most exalted by the influence of the potency of pure devotion to the Lord, they think themselves the most lowly and insignificant. Defeated by their humbleness, Sri Krishna eternally enjoys pastimes in their midst. In their presence, he manifests a limitless flood of their sweetness of the most confidential transcendental mellows. They don't know Vishnu, Paramatma, demigods, human. The Vrajavasis do not know what is Krishna. They are villagers, but the Vrajavasis do not love anyone more than Krishna. That is their qualification. They do not even know Vishnu. Once, when separated from Krishna, the gopis were madly searching for Sri Krishna. Krishna assumed the Vishnu Murti, and the gopis came upon this Vishnu Murti as they were passing. They saw him and said, "Oh, here is Vishnu. All right, Namaskar. Have you seen our Krishna pass by here?" They were not interested even in Vishnu. They were interested in Krishna, although they do not know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In Vṛndāvana, the Lord was not even known as Paramatma because the residents of Vṛndāvana were pure, unconventional devotees of the Lord and could think of him only as their object of love. When something very wonderful happened because of Krishna's activities, the inhabitants of Vṛndāvana, the cowherd men and boys, Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda, and others, were impressed, but they never considered their son Krishna to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sometimes they suggested that some great demigod had appeared there as Krishna. In such an exalted status of devotional service, a devotee forgets the position of Krishna and intensely loves the Supreme Personality of Godhead without understanding his position. This is nice because we are also in the same mood. At times, we also have this idea. Sometimes, in such cases, exalted devotees, exalted status of devotional service, a devotee forgets the position of Krishna. And we also at times forget the position of Krishna. But there's a vast difference between when the Gopas and Gopis and Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda, they all forget the position of Krishna. They are in a different level, they forget. But we forget on a material standard. That is why that we don't really realize that Krishna is present with us in the form of the deities, and we don't think he is great, um, and we take it for light, granted that otherwise, like Vrindavan Vasis, they completely depend on Krishna to be saved. Krishna, for them to be saved by Krishna. Whereas we are depend on many, many other factors to be saved. We have all backups made in our life. So if this plan A fails, there's plan B. If plan B fails, plan C. And plan K is somewhere in far. Plan K is Krishna. So somewhere too far for us. But Vrindavan Vasis are not like that. They don't know any other place to go. They don't know any other God. They don't know anyone else whom they can depend on other than Krishna. At the same time, this is where the interesting thing. At the same time, they do not think Krishna to be anyone special or like a god or something, because that spoils the mood and relationship between them and Krishna. It's quite interesting to even think about these things. When Krishna was on this earth, all the residents of Vṛndāvana loved him. Indeed, they knew nothing but Krishna. They did not know whether Krishna is God or not God, nor were they disturbed by such thoughts as I shall love Krishna if he is God. There is only there is their only attitude was one of pure love, and they thought he may or may not be God. It doesn't matter. We love Krishna. That's all. This then is the platform of real unalloyed love. This is a beautiful statement because most of the time our love is based on certain expectation and um, yeah, certain expectations. If our expectation does not meet, our love changes into hate. Right? Whether it is a whether it is a husband-wife relationship or parents-children relationship, whatever relationship for that matter, an employee and employer relationship, there's always an expectation. If the expectation, even among sometimes, most of the time, among the friends, that goes to the extreme of even among the um, disciples and gurus and mentors and whatnot. Because if slight change seen, then we don't like that person. But in the spiritual world or in the Vrindavan, it is they did not base their love for Krishna on any of these material standards. They love Krishna. Why do you love Krishna? What's the answer they're going to give? Because he's very good, he's very kind, um, he speaks nicely, he plays with me nicely, he gives butter, share in the butter that he steals, um, he's beautiful to look, handsome to look, therefore I love Krishna. None of those are factors. They love Krishna naturally, irrespective of how Krishna was. So that's true love. This love is called real love, unalloyed love, and we cannot definitely find such love in this world because we are all so programmed that with certain expectation we give our love to someone. Expectation doesn't meet, we cut off the love. So as we grow in Krishna consciousness, we have to develop that samadarshana, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. We have to start developing the Samadarshana. I love this person irrespective of how the person is. I accept the person as the person is. The residents of Vṛndāvana did not know Krishna's potencies and incarnations. They simply loved Krishna with their hearts and souls, and therefore they are considered most perfect. Because pure love, because pure love, the devotees of Krishna in Goloka Vṛndāvana, Vraja Bhumi, loved Krishna as an ordinary human being like them. Yet, although they consider Krishna one of them, their love for Krishna knew no bounds. In Vrajabhumi, Krishna is certainly the central point of love, and the inhabitants there know Krishna as a friend, son, lover, or master. One cannot, last passage, one cannot associate with Krishna unless he has fully received the favor of the inhabitants of Vrajabhumi. Therefore, if one wants to be delivered by Krishna directly, he must take to the service of the residents of Vṛndāvana, who are unalloyed devotees of the Lord. By following in the footsteps of devotees who are in the direct relationship with Krishna, especially the inhabitants of Vṛndāvana, one can reach the supreme position of associating with Krishna. That's beautiful. Thank you all very much. We'll continue our chant. Hare Krishna.